urgent care is a branch of like, they didn't want people coming to the ER when they're like, I have a sniffly nose, but they didn't want people to not get seen. So what they do is they have these things called urgent cares, which I'm sure you've been to probably a bunch.
Yeah. Why, you think I get sick a lot? You think I'm a sickly person?
You're disgusting. I'm not kidding.
I have it a lot.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You go, and those people who are seeing you are not doctors. They're PAs and nurse practitioners. Urgent cares don't typically hire doctors because it's cheaper to pay nurse practitioners and PAs.
If you went with some issue that might need a doctor, they just send you to another place.
If you have a real thing that could potentially be an emergency, they refer you to the ER. Urgent care is a great business, like if you really want to run like a healthcare business. But yeah, so normally you see a nurse practitioner or PA. You'll go in, I have a sniffly nose, they'll look in your ears and stuff. Oh, you have an ear infection, like that kind of stuff. And damn it, you have AIDS. Not kidding. That's a primary care thing. But I basically do that, but they have a mobile urgent care on wheels. My CEO and COO are from Australia, they're brothers, and they ran that company in Australia. And I think in Australia, since Australia is a socialist country, they can only run it after hours. They can't run it during primary care hours. So they had to run it like overnight. Like that'd be the only hours they could be open. So I think they ended up selling their business in Australia. And they're like, we're going to the United States because the United States, honestly, their healthcare is... If you own a healthcare business, you can make a lot more money than any other country in the United States because that's just how a healthcare system works. So they came out here and they run... basically the same thing they did out there, but out here, I won't say the name of it because I don't know if I'm allowed to. But it was a startup company. I've been working there longer than any other EMT that works there. Yeah, whoa. I'm the oldest employee.
Wait, how long ago did it start before you got there?
Only about a year, I think.
Wow, so you're kind of like...
Yeah, I'm one of like their oldest... I am their oldest employee, actually, in all the departments.
So cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Is it very small? Like, is there not a lot of...
well, there's only about 4 people in their management. Like our it's really kind of a crazy experience because when you go from working at a company like AMR, like it's like corporate, like it goes up, like there's thousands of people in management. But for me, like I can walk in and the first office with the door open right there is the CEO of the company.
That's
it's
cool,
like,
though.
Hell yeah. You know,
I feel like it's cool to be a part of something like that.
It's really cool. You get to really see them grow. When I first started working there, they had 3 cars on the road out seeing patients, and now they have around 7 or 8.
And is this a new thing, or is the idea of having mobile urgent care kind of common?
So mobile urgent cares had been around, but not for very long. What's funny, though, is if you really think about it, the concept of a doctor coming to your house, that's the only way doctors operated 300 years ago. We even have patients that are really old. The oldest patient I've seen is 106. And but you'll have patients that are like 90 years old and they're like, I remember when I was younger, the doctor used to come to my house when I was sick. But for some reason, they kind of did away with that as time went on. So they're kind of bringing it back. You'll notice one of our slogan of the company is return of the house call because doctors used to make house calls.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a really cool business and they're really nice people working there. Sometimes I help out with like some of their business stuff just because I've been around for so long. I do like employee interviews for new EMTs and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of cool that it's nice to work somewhere where it's like, it's not like I just have seniority as an employee. Like I am the senior employee. Like I've worked there longer than majority of the people in the management because I've just been around for so long.
How did you find these guys?
I just randomly looked up EMT jobs and I was looking for anything that wasn't ambulance related and they just came up. I applied. Honestly, I'm surprised they hired me because my interview sucked. Yeah, but it was like the COO of the company was interviewing me because that's like how it worked. Yeah. But it was they're really great though, and honestly, like they're all a little bit younger, their management stuff. So it's like they do like little socials. We did like bowling once. So they're cool. Yeah. So that's why I'm actually part of insider trading. No, I'm kidding. No, they're not listed on like a stock thing.
Do you think having the doctor go to the house is more or less likely to cause like contagion and pathogen spread than if you go to the same place?
Well, you got to look at it like so I think the company was semi-successful in the beginning, but then COVID happened a little bit after it started. And let's just be honest, nobody wanted to go and wait in waiting rooms because they were scared about getting COVID. So the business, honestly, like I will never forget seeing like our whole company as a whole saw like 12 patients in a day. And then like I went to work the next day and they saw like 40 because it was just like people were terrified.
That makes so much sense though.
When lockdown was going on, it was like we were getting a lot of people because people didn't want to go to the emergency room or urgent care or like to an actual urgent care. So we kind of started being preferred over them. And then you'll notice when you go to an urgent care, you sit in the waiting room for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
But people notice that if you call our urgent care, you might have to wait 5 hours, but you get to wait at home. So you can play video games, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a really cool business side.